According to biblical prophecy, current world conditions align with predictions about the end times. People are becoming more accepting of international agreements and willing to prioritize global peace over national interests. The world appears increasingly open to a single leader who can negotiate between hostile nations. This matches the biblical environment described as a time of nation rising against nation, with wars and rumors of war. Daniel 9 verse 24 states, 70 weeks are decreed for Israel and Jerusalem. 69 weeks have been fulfilled, ending with Jesus' death. 1 week remains, a final 7-year period. During this time, a powerful ruler will emerge. He will be charismatic and persuasive, appearing to have solutions to major global problems. He will promote peace and make a covenant with many nations, specifically with Israel. Recent world events reflect this pattern. The Trump administration promoted the Abraham Accords, normalizing relations between Israel and Arab states. The Board of Peace Initiative has brought together former enemies. International organizations are pushing for comprehensive peace frameworks. The United Nations is calling for unprecedented global cooperation. The world is tired of conflict. After decades of wars, economic instability, and uncertainty, people want peace, solutions, and unity. They would welcome a leader who could bring order to chaos. Daniel 9 verse 27 states, "For 1 week that ruler will make a covenant with many." This is not just any agreement. It's the agreement that triggers the final stage of God's plan for Israel and the world. The world is already prepared for this. International agreements are celebrated. Global cooperation is demanded. A charismatic leader who could unite nations would be welcomed by billions. The stage is being set, but the timing of this leader's appearance remains unknown. For nearly 2,000 years, the Temple Mount has been empty of a Jewish temple. The Second Temple was destroyed in 70 AD. Since then, the site has been occupied. Making a Jewish temple rebuilt seems impossible. However, this has changed. Religious Jews have been preparing for this moment. They've been working in secret, gathering materials, training priests, and preparing everything needed for temple worship. According to various sources, preparations are advanced. Temple furnishings have been reconstructed. The altar has been built. Everything is ready except permission. Daniel 9 verse 27 predicted this. For 1 week, that ruler will make a covenant with many, but in the middle of the week, he will also put an end to sacrifices and offerings. And in the temple, he will set up the abomination that causes destruction. This passage makes clear that a future temple will exist in Jerusalem. Sacrifices will resume. Offerings will be made. This has not happened for nearly 2,000 years. Jesus confirmed this in Matthew 24:15, speaking of the abomination of desolation standing in the holy place, referring to a future temple. The prophecy suggests a solution will be reached. The ruler who makes the covenant with Israel will broker a deal using his influence, power, and diplomatic skills to accomplish what no one else could. He will allow the temple to be rebuilt under his patronage as part of the peace agreement. The world will see this as a triumph and breakthrough, a sign that the new leader can solve even the most difficult problems. However, this is a trap and the beginning of the end. The desecration of the temple. For 3.5 years, the temple will stand. Sacrifices will be offered. Priests will serve. The Jewish people will worship. Then everything changes. In the middle of the 7-year period, the ruler will reveal his true nature. He will break the covenant. He will stop the sacrifices. He will enter the temple and claim to be God. He will put an end to sacrifice and offering and set up in the temple the abomination that causes destruction. Paul wrote about this moment in 2 Thessalonians 2:4. He will sit in the temple of God and claim that he himself is God. This is the abomination of desolation, the moment when the false Messiah reveals himself. Revelation 13 describes what happens next. A false prophet will rise. He will create an image of the Antichrist. He will demand that everyone worship it. Those who refuse will be killed. Jesus warned about this in Matthew 24:15-21, telling his followers, "When you see the abomination of desolation standing in the holy place, flee. Get out of Judea, run to the mountains." What comes next is the Great Tribulation. Daniel describes it as a time of distress, such as has not happened from the beginning of the nation until then. The Antichrist will then turn his fury against God's people. He will hunt them, persecute them, and try to destroy them. However, God will not abandon Israel. He will protect them, preserve them, and keep his covenant with Abraham. Zechariah 14 verse 2 describes this event. "I will gather all the nations to fight against Jerusalem. The city shall be taken, houses plundered, and half of the city shall go into captivity." This is not a local conflict or regional war. This is a global event involving all nations sending their armies. How is this possible? The United Nations has 193 member states. International peacekeeping forces operate in dozens of countries. Global communication networks connect every nation. International military alliances span the globe. For the first time in history, it is actually possible for all nations to coordinate a military action and unite against a single target. The infrastructure, technology, and political framework all exist.